Good afternoon from the Sonotag Fieldhouse in Eau Claire. Zaleski Sports presents Big Rivers Conference Softball. It is the Crosstown Showdown. It'll be Eau Claire North visiting Eau Claire Memorial. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Radovich, joined here at the Sonotag by Dave Sparger. And Spargs, this is a first. We're honored to be here indoors for softball. So the best that I can recall, first ever indoor softball meeting between North and Memorial.
Yeah, this again is just an amazing facility. You and I had a chance to do the basketball game between Eau Claire North and Rice Lake for the boys this winter, and now to come in here and play a game in the spring when the conditions are just absolutely awful on the outside, and to be able to rent this out and get this game in when they needed to have it for seeding tonight, actually. They've got it after this game. It's just a great advantage. But again, what an awesome facility to use.
These two teams met on Tuesday, and it was North outlasting Memorial in a 1-0 game. Very good defensive battle, a pitcher's duel. Can we expect more of the same today?
Well, one would expect so, right? I mean, both pitchers were dialed in on Monday night, and then, they one unforced error by Memorial cost them that unearned run, and they lose 1-0. But like you said, everything else was played so well. Defensively, pitchers threw strikes, kept their batters off balance. And again, I think you got to look for that same kind of atmosphere tonight. They're going to be excited to play the rematch, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Memorial comes in with a Big Rivers Conference record of 4-9. Old Abe's are 5-15 overall. North, on the other hand, 5-7 in the BRC, 7-15 overall. Sparks, you mentioned seeding meetings tonight, so for both these teams, this adds even a little more to that crosstown rivalry.
Yeah, it sure does. You're right. If Memorial can pull out a victory, they can sit there and go, hey, we split with North. We're competitive. We split with Rice Lake. We beat Hudson, lost by 1 to Chippewa Falls, battled against New Richmond. It's all of a sudden, now they've got something to hang on their hat a little bit and say, listen, maybe we don't have to be such a low seed. Maybe we should be up a little higher, which they haven't been able to do the last few years. So all of a sudden now they can maybe state their case a little bit to be a higher seed. North, on the other hand, if they can pull out a sweep, all of a sudden they can sit there and say, hey, we're even with Rice Lake, but we beat New Richmond. We beat Chippewa early in the season. We are a better team than what our overall record shows, and that might help propel them to a higher seed.
A big key today, Sparks, in my mind, is which team will acclimate quicker to this facility. You see our two head coaches right now, Kari Winkler of Memorial, Kelsey Fitch of North, talking ground rules with the umpires. And in a nutshell, Sparks, anything that hits the ceiling on the infield is going to be ruled and out. Anything beyond that, it'll be kind of umpire's judgment. There is one of the girders in the ceiling here that beyond that, if the ball hits that, it's going to be ruled a home run just based on the trajectory of the ball. But again, I mean, this is a different kind of setup for players. You're not in the dirt. Ball gets to you quicker, whether you're in the infield or the outfield. Again, I just think that whatever team kind of acclimates to these conditions and just realizes, hey, it's still softball. We still have to throw strikes, make plays defensively, and make contact when we're hitting. I think that team's got the edge.
And I agree with you 100%. And if you come into this game looking at both rosters, you see North, which is very senior-laden. All of a sudden you look at that and maybe that's kind of a big advantage here. You got older kids. They play a lot of softball. And now for them to adjust this might be a little easier than if you look at Memorial, who has a tendency to start 2 or 3 freshmen and 2 or 3 sophomores. They've only got one senior on the roster, and she's being recognized right now by the Old Abe's, and that's it. They've only got the one senior. So if you're talking about acclimating quicker, I think that advantage would probably have to go to North with their senior dominant team.
Evelyn Kohler is that Eau Claire Memorial senior. Evelyn Kohler, also a multi-sport athlete, was a key player on that ECA Stars girls hockey team that won a sectional title and advanced to the state tournament. So nice that she gets the honor, and I would imagine, Sparks, that she's one of those players that everybody in this program looks up to just by virtue of she's been through this.
Yeah, you think about what her 4 years through Memorial's programs, brought to them, and now her senior leadership, being able to really turn this program around. If you look at where they've started when she was a freshman and how much the struggles the last couple of years, and now here she is a senior leading those juniors and sophomores, even the freshmen they've got starting for them. It's just a great contribution that she's done to this program.
Mancino's Grinders and Pizza has been a family tradition for almost 30 years. For the best sandwich in town, grab a grinder at Mancino's, conveniently located off of Highway 53 and Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Mancino's Grinders and Pizza, locally owned and operated. Defensive lineup for the Old Abes today. It'll be McKenna Domes in the circle. Taylor Beneke is her catcher. Tatum Bremer over at first base. Kiva Schilla is the second baseman. Brianna Berlin plays third base. Evelyn Kohler, the lone senior, is the shortstop. Outfield, left to right, Lindsay Durkop, Abby Strayer, and Brooklyn Reese. Eau Claire North Huskies batting order will look like this. Leading off and playing center fielder is Abby Kosterman. Claire Gruna, the second baseman, will bat second. Riley Fisher, shortstop, bats third. Batting fourth, Allie Kwashnick, the pitcher. Grace First, the catcher, will bat fifth. Batting sixth is the third baseman, Madison Pond. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Lindsay Holler. Hope Buschendorf plays first base and bats eighth. Taylor Pressler, the left fielder, will bat ninth for the North Huskies. Abes are the home team for today's ball game. The matchup earlier this weekend was up at Eau Claire North, and that was won by the home Huskies by a score of 1-0. Whether it is skiing, hockey, or basketball this winter, or baseball, softball, girls soccer this spring, Shepke Chiropractic has got your back. For all your sports-related injuries, you can rely on Shepke Chiropractic to get you back in the game. Visit them online at shepkechiropractic.com. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options. North Huskies were just introduced. The Huskies in their road black jerseys with the Columbia blue trim. Eau Claire Memorial will be in their home whites with the purple lettering and numerals, purple trim, and the purple pants. Sparks, I'll say this, each of these teams has its normal home field, but I'm guessing that all the girls playing today will remember this matchup for quite a long time.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, I mean, just if you look right now, the conditions outside, it's just miserable. It would have been awful to try to play this in these conditions. And then again, here's a chance, the crosstown rival, and you get to play inside the sauna tag. It'll be a memory for sure.
And for the seniors on both of these teams, North has got several seniors that were honored in their home game. We'll tell you more about that, but right now, from the sauna tag is our national anthem.
For those that are able, please stand, remove your hat, place your hand on your heart for the national anthem.
Yeah, the Memorial Old Abes, the lone senior Evelyn Kohler. Meantime, on the other side, you've got 8 seniors in that North lineup. So for all those players, they got graduation this week too, Sparks. You got the school year winding down. You got graduation coming up, and then you got the postseason right around the corner as well. So for coaches and players, that becomes a challenge to just make sure everybody is compartmentalizing and just say, okay, take care of what you have to do that day and then move on to the next thing. But it gets to be a lot.
Oh, it's so hard when you're the coach. And I remember back when I was with Memorial, I'll be the head baseball coach, and this time of the year is so tough. I mean, the kids got so much on their mind. Like you said, they're trying to finish up school. They're trying to make sure they've got everything in order for graduation, their graduation parties, who they're doing them with, when's the next game, and what are we doing after that, when's practice, when do I have time to complete this? I mean, yeah, it is just a chaotic time of the season. So hopefully when the players step on this field, their mind just gets focused on what's at hand, and it's the game right now.
So stepping in for the North Huskies is Abby Kosterman. Batting from the left side, facing the right-hander, McKenna Domes. First pitch today is coming at 4:06, and Domes delivers a strike. That one lifted in the air to shallow left. Coming on is Lindsey Durkop to make the catch. One down here, top of one.
Brado, it's a lot different being down here at field level. That ball comes a lot quicker out of that pitcher's hand when we're standing up in the booth. She's got some good velocity today, and I know the North Girls brings it too. So this is fun to be down at field level.
Here's Claire Gruna stepping in to bat. She takes that one upstairs 1-0. I was thinking the same thing, Sparks, on those first couple pitches from Domes is, boy, that ball gets on you in a hurry. And when we're at Memorial in that new facility in the press box, we're right basically above third base and right down the line there. But here, we're literally feet away from home plate. So this is fun. Little roller down to third, scooped by Berlin. Throw across to Bremmers in time.
Domes came with a changeup right there and really got her off speed going there. And little easy ground ball there to Berlin, second out of the inning.
That'll bring up Riley Fisher, the shortstop for the Huskies. Fisher, one of the seniors on this roster. Fisher takes outside, ball one. You mentioned the weather conditions outside, Sparks. It's 51 degrees and rainy and just kind of gray. And today was the lighter rain. Yesterday was just a steady, hard, soaking rain all day long. So the decision was made, let's move it indoors, and kudos to everybody who helped make this happen. The folks here at the Sonatag, the UWEC people, and athletic directors as well. And Gruna takes that pitch in the left leg, so she is hit by a pitch, so we have our first base runner of the game, and that's going to bring up Allie Kwasnick.
Yeah, one of the keys for McKenna Domes today is to not allow those free passes. She's got to make sure she makes the Huskies swing the bat. She doesn't want to walk anybody, doesn't want to be hit by pitch either. So, fortunately here, it's done with 2 outs. Let's see if she can get out of it.
Fisher going to shake that one off. Took that one. It kind of looked like right in the upper part of the knee, just on the side.
Kwasnick with an excellent swing on that first pitch. She timed it up.
That one low, gets away from the catcher, throw down, not in time. Beneke trying to backhand that one.
Yeah, now the Huskies got a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs.
That one missing just a bit inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Kwasnick. So scoring opportunity here for the Huskies, top of 1. Popped up, and that one curling foul. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Strike 3 called. Kwasnick goes down on strikes. Old Abe's coming to bat when we return. You're watching Big River Softball on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcast. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskiSports.com.
Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, and windows built to last. Saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. We guarantee quality that you can trust. And no matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered at the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm, snacks. Fleet Farm has everything you need, all at the lowest prices. Eau Claire Memorial batting order. We'll send up Lindsay Durkop, McKenna Domes, Evelyn Kohler in this first inning. To be followed by Brianna Berlin, Tatum Brenner, Abby Strayer, Taylor Beneke, Kiva Schilla, and Brooklyn Reese. Allie Kwashnick in the circle for the Huskies. Grace First is the catcher. Hope Buschendorf at first. Claire Gruna at second. Madison Pond playing third. Riley Fisher is the shortstop. Outfield, left to right, Taylor Pressler, Abby Kosterman, Lindsay Holler. Kwashnick delivers a little low to Durkop.
Wash did a really nice job on Monday keeping the Old A's off balance with her changeup.
Fastball there, it's 1-1. Swing and a miss. Durkop chased that rise ball from Kwashnick. Outfield swung along for the left-handed hitting Durkop. He takes the ball. It's 2-2.
Yeah, good job there laying off that high one.
Yeah, it's one thing that the North Huskies are going to have to be heads up over on that third base dugout as ball's caroming off the sidewall.
Ooh, there's that changeup, just misses outside.
Good take by Durkop. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter here for the Old A's. And Lindsay Durkop works a leadoff walk. That'll bring up McKenna Domes. I think important for the Old A's today, Spargs, is to get some offense going early. You know, they're coming off that shutout loss to North earlier in the week.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. If they can get ahead, just get a couple of runs across, kind of put the pressure back on the Huskies. And like I said, they were shut out on Monday. They're trying to get over that hump now with a run today.
Domes takes a strike. A good crowd here at the Sonnentag. Bleachers stretched around the beyond the outfield fence and left center and a little bit in center.
Yeah, and people keep strolling in. Obviously, with the early start, they'll be coming in throughout the game.
The ball's 2 strikes. Domes gets just a piece of it to stay alive. Yeah, I called some UWEC games here at Sonnentag, and we were actually set up beyond the center field fence, and Domes down swinging. But it's a nice place to watch a game. There's some bleacher seating out that way, and it's kind of like the old days of watching youth softball, where you just set your chairs up beyond the fence and
go
you
right
make a
behind
day
them.
of it.
Yeah.
Here's the lone Memorial senior, Evelyn Kohler, who takes up high for a ball. Good fastball from Kwashnick. Ball on a strike now to Kohler. Talking to Kelsey Fitch, the North coach, before the game, and Huskies played over at DC Everest, and they played inside that field house over there in Schofield, the Greenheck field house, and she said this is actually a higher ceiling. And talking with Robin Baker, assistant athletic director here at EWEC, as well as assistant softball coach, says compared to most of the domes that are around the upper Midwest, this also has a higher ceiling. So it just gives you more flexibility, and it plays closer to an outdoor game.
Yeah, very true. Be very, very surprised if somebody catches the ceiling today.
Strike 3 called. Kohler down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Quashnet. That's going to leave it up to Brianna Berlin, the third baseman.
Well, Quashnet's doing an excellent job of changing eye levels, changing speed right now. She's, again, got the old Ibs off balance. Berlin just a little tardy on that fastball. She sends it over the right side.
Yeah, you can see where our camera is positioned, and our broadcast table is adjacent to that. And there's actually some space. We're about the, I'd say we're about the 5-yard line when it comes to the markings that on the football field here in the Sonatag Fieldhouse. So there's some space behind us. A full 10-yard end zone, and then some space behind that as well. But again, it's multi-purpose facility, so you've got all kinds of teams and programs that use it. Even the Blue Gold Marching Band comes in here and does some work.
Berlin fought that one off. Fastball inside on the hands. She follows it on the right-hand side here.
Count is 1-2 on Brianna Berlin. 2 down. The runner at first is Lindsay Durkop. Bouncing ball. It's fielded by Gruna. The flip to Buschendorf for the out. One complete here at the Sonatag Fieldhouse. We're scoreless between the Huskies and the Old Abes. You're watching Big River Softball on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
5-6-7 for the Eau Claire North Huskies. Grace first to get it started, facing McKenna Domes. First now with an 0-1 count. Ground ball, it's scooped by the second baseman, Schilla.
That came off of Dome's foot, though. They have to take a look at her. That shot came right back up the middle, hit off Dome's, I think, her right foot, and then carried him to the second baseman. She's feeling that right now.
So we'll write that down in the scorebook as 1-4-3. Dome's trying to walk that one off. Smiling, so it doesn't appear to be more than just, likely have a bruise on that foot.
Yeah, good for her. Yeah, she doesn't want the trainer to come out or anything. She's got this. She gave the old thumbs up. So big first out here in the second inning after that one.
Here's Madison Pond coming to bat. Pond takes a ball outside. Well, based on the velocity of these last two pitches from McKenna Domes, I'm going to say, yeah, that foot's not. If she's feeling it, it's not affecting her pitching.
That's for sure. 2 strikes in a row. And then finish her off. Ooh, Check that.
1-2 the count.
1-2, yeah.
First one was just a bit off the plate. Pond wouldn't chase that high pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, good discipline by Pond right there. That's a tough one to lay off.
That one misses high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the second inning in a scoreless game. Strike 3 called right at the knees on the outside part of the plate. 2 down here. Top of 2.
Tough pitch right there from Domes. Like you said, down around the knees in the outside corner. Definitely a pitcher's pitch right there.
Here's Lindsey Holler. Big cut by Holler comes up empty. Slow roller, scooped by the third baseman, Berlin. Strong throw across is in time, and the Huskies are retired 1-2-3 in the top of the second. Old Abe's coming to bat when we return. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Softball on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, I'm Josh Sparks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Marshfield Dairy Fest is May 30th and 31st. Check out marshfield.com for all the details. See you in Marshfield for a fun-filled weekend at Dairy Fest. Bottom of the second inning here at the Sonotag Fieldhouse. 5, 6, 7 coming to bat for the Old Abes. Tatum Bremer, Abby Strayer, and Taylor Beneke.
Bremer, one of those young ones for the Old Abes. She's just a sophomore playing first base today.
Little roller, Kwasnick fields, throws in time.
Nice little play right there by Kwasnick, hustling off, making a good throw to first.
That'll bring up the center fielder, Abby Strayer. You know, Sparks, we talked about these teams acclimating to the conditions, and just based on what we're seeing from pitcher, catcher, and infielders, it just looks like a regular softball game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think now, like you said, we're at the bottom of the second inning. Everybody's just into it, right? This is game time, and here we go. No distractions.
Pitch from Kwasnick is low, 1-1 now to Strayer.
Strayer, one of those freshmen for the Old Abes. Really nice job in center field.
Here's a strike right at the knees. Ball and 2 strikes now to Strayer.
Good pitch right there. Like you said, down low at the knees.
Swing and a miss. Kwasnick bringing the heat. Her 3rd strikeout. Now it's up to Taylor Beneke. Kwasnick evens the count, 1-1.
Yeah, Beneke on time with that one. She followed it straight back. See what Kwasnick wants to come here in the 1-1 pitch. Just a little low and inside to run the count to 2-1.
That one misses a little bit high, and 3-1 now to Beneke. A bouncer back to the mound. Kwasnick flips over to Buschendorf for the out. Abes are retired 1-2-3 to complete here at the Sonntag Fieldhouse. Still scoreless between Eau Claire North and Eau Claire Memorial. You're watching Big River's softball on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
You need a warm-up catcher out there.
Yeah, they've actually got a couple.
Whether you are buying or selling, turn to the Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated. They have a pulse in the local real estate market, and they can help you with both existing homes and new builds. Plus, they can assist you through each step of the process, making the home buying and selling process simple, not stressful. That is what you get with Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated. Eau Claire North will set up 8-9-1 in their batting order to face McKenna Domes, the right-hander. And we've kind of picked up right where we left off in the game earlier this week, Sparks. We got another pitcher's duel.
Yeah,
at
we
least
shoot.
early.
Yeah, you're right. Early on, exactly it. Again, both pitchers doing a good job just pounding the strike zone.
Hope Buschendorf, Taylor Pressler, and then back to the top of the order, Abby Kosterman, scheduled hitters for the Huskies. Big swing by Buschendorf, count even 1-1.
Yeah, Buschendorf showed bunt on that first pitch. I don't think she had any intentions of bunting. She had a good hacker second one.
Buschendorf, another multi-sport athlete, volleyball in the fall, basketball in the winter, softball here in the spring. Off to UW Stout next year to play volleyball. She is down on strikes. Third strikeout recorded by McKenna Domes. One down here in the third. There's Taylor Pressler. Domes starts her off with the strike.
Domes is really mixing well here in the third inning. Rides on that fastball, taking something off.
1 ball, 2 strikes now, the count on Pressler. Back-to-back strikeouts. And we go back to the top of the order and Abby Kosterman.
You know, Brad, we talked about this being a pitcher's duel. What an advantage, really, for both pitchers to have yesterday off. Initially scheduled to be a Monday, Tuesday, back-to-back kind of doubleheader. Tuesday off, both these pitchers got that extra day's rest.
And that one snared by the shortstop, Evelyn Kohler. Kosterman hit it well, but the Huskies are retired 1-2-3. We move to the bottom half of inning number 3 when we return. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Softball on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
We're back with Better Halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
SOS Security, keep your home and valuables safe with SOS Security in Eau Claire. Protect against intruders, fires, water, and more for every room, every door, and every winter. Place your trust in SOS Security. Kiva Schilla to lead things off for the Old Abes. 8-9-1 in their batting order. Schilla, Brooklyn Reese, and back at the top, Lindsay Durkop trying to get something going against the right-hander Allie Kwasnick, who has been in control so far. Just one base runner allowed through the first 2 innings.
Schill is the other freshman that starts for the Old Abes, along with Strayer. Schill playing second base today.
Driven, but foul. It's one of the better hit balls all day.
I was going to say, for both teams, that's probably the best hit ball. Just lined it foul.
Yeah, she squared up and just couldn't straighten it out. Ball and 2 strikes. Wouldn't chase that low pitch. 2-2 now to Schilla. That one just a bit low, and Schilla's worked the count full.
Tough take right there. That was a tough pitch, just below the knees.
And Kiva Schilla has worked the walk. Second base runner for the Old Abes.
Both by walks, yeah.
Both via the free pass. Here's Brooklyn Reese.
Again, the Old Abes have a leadoff runner to start the inning. They had it in the first inning when Durkop drew the walk, and here now again in the third.
Reese, the junior, scores around a bunt, and that pitch gets away. Now ruled a dead ball as it rolled under the fencing here. So Schilla moves up to second on the wild pitch. With the configuration here, Sparks, there's very little room behind the catcher. However, if that ball skips and kind of rolls along the fence line, runners can advance. Kwasnick delivers a strike. 1-1 now to Reese.
Yeah, it seems to get that carom off the back of the backstop and go right or left. It doesn't seem to come straight back. So you're right, with a good secondary, they should be able to move up.
Reese offered, could not make contact. 1-2.
Yeah, the Old Abes trying to move her up to third base here with just the one out if they can get her over.
Strike 3 called. Kwasnick coming back with a good fastball there. Back to the top of the order now. With one out, here's Lindsay Durkop. Durkop reached via the walk, her first at-bat. Durkop takes a strike.
Durkop basically leads the Old Abes in every offensive category, whether it's batting average, on-base percentage, and so forth. She's just really good at making contact and creating.
Late on that one.
I kind of went with that slap swing right there. You'll see that sometimes out of those lefties.
Changeup misses away, and it's 1-2. That one just missing. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Durkop.
Really nice job by Furster trying to frame that for a strike.
Bouncing ball to short. Glove by Fisher. A throw across is in time. Play at third. The ball gets away, but good job by Taylor Pressler out there in left field to back that one up.
Sure, a little risky there trying to go second to third, but I like the aggressiveness actually, because again, you force them to make a play and maybe that throw gets away and you score. So a good hustle down there to get second to third.
Here's the pitcher, McKenna Dome, struck out her first at bat. Dome's the pitcher trying to help her own cause. Takes a ball from Kwasnick. Domes takes a strike. She's one of the juniors on this Old Abes team. Four juniors and just the one senior, Evelyn Kohler. So a lot of players will be back next year for Kari Winkler, the head coach. Two balls, two strikes. Runner at third, two outs. Swing and a miss. Kwasnick comes back with the strikeout. 2 Ks that inning for Kwasnick, 5 in the game. 3 complete here at Carson.
I was going to say, yeah.
Let's try the Sonnentag Fieldhouse. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Softball on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Oh. Jane, I'm Steve from Security.
2-3-4. Coming up for the North Huskies. Here in the top of the 4th inning, Claire Gruna will lead it off. Gruna bounced out on a 5-3 putout. Ball and a strike now to Gruna. Bouncing ball right back to Domes. Throw over to Bremer at first. Is in plenty of time. One down here in the top of the 4th.
Both pitchers continue to get ahead in the count. It's such a great advantage to get yourself that first strike and get ahead of the hitter.
Riley Fisher comes to bat. Fisher reached on a hit by pitch back in the 1st inning. Takes a strike there from Domes. Domes ahead in the count now, 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes now.
Try to get Fisher to chase that high fastball. She comes back with a changeup.
Yeah, both pitchers are really mixing and matching quite well in this ball game.
Yeah, and they're throwing them for strikes. I mean, it doesn't do any good to throw a changeup if you can't throw it for a strike.
Swing and a miss.
Well, there you go. You set that changeup up for that next pitch being the fastball up in the zone and got her to chase.
That's the 5th strikeout now for McKenna Domes, and here's Allie Kwasnick, her counterpart in the circle. Kwasnick struck out looking to end the 1st inning. Comes up empty on that swing. Again, Domes working ahead. Count is 0-2 now on Kwasnick. Kwasnick wouldn't chase there. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. High chopper fielded by Schilla. The throw is in time. The Huskies are retired in their half of the inning number 4. You are watching Big River Softball on Zaleski Sports.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Keep your home and valuables safe with SOS Security in Eau Claire. Protect against intruders, fires, water, and more for every room, every door, and every window. Place your trust in SOS Security. Old Abe's will send up 3, 4, 5 in their batting order. Evelyn Kohler, Brianna Berlin, Tatum Bremer against the right-hander Ali Kwasnick, whose shutout streak is intact. Pitched the shutout against the Old Abe's earlier in the week. Starts Kohler off with the ball. High in the air. Coming on is the left fielder Taylor Pressler to make the catch. So one thing you've got to do if you're a fielder, Sparks, is you got to can't take your eye off the ball. Lighting in here is really good, although it's a white roof and you've got the bright yellow softball, so that helps you track the balls going across. But still, this is one of those situations you got to keep that eye on the ball the whole time.
Yeah, you're right. If you don't follow it, you're going to lose it when you recheck for it again in the lights, like you said, or the white ceiling.
2-0 now to Brianna Berlin. Berlin bounced out second to first.
Berlin's got some power, and she's ahead in the count here now. Oh, good pitch. Comes with a changeup, 2-0.
Yeah, not sure if take sign was on for Berlin or she was just sitting fastball.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, she was sitting dead red. There's no way you're sitting 2-0 looking for a changeup. So she was trying to sit on that fastball, and it came changeup. She took it rather than doing a bad swing on it.
2 balls, 2 strikes now. Another off-speed pitch that misses up and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Berlin. You got to be heads up here, Sparks. That one actually landed over by the Memorial dugout, and the girls were having a good laugh about that.
Yeah, because they were all scrambling and didn't know where it was. Lindsey Durkop almost took that one off the noggin.
It was well behind us, and then it caromed back down. Again, everyone got to be heads up indoors here. Berlin just getting a piece of that one.
I'm feeling pretty safe there. I think the Memorial game manager would protect me from anything that comes our way.
We can only
I'm sure
hope.
She'd throw her body in the way for me.
Right.
She's got me.
Bouncing ball to third. Madison Pond can't come up with it, and Berlin reaches.
Yeah, she'll reach on that error, but again, great job on a full count, fouling off a couple pitches, putting that ball in play, make something happen, and she's going to reach first base on that error.
Here is Tatum Bremer. Bremer bounced out to pitcher Kwasnick to lead off the second. Runner at first, 1 out. Count 0-1 now on Bremer.
Yeah, Tatum Bremer a little aggressive on that high fastball.
Ball and a strike. Ball and 2 strikes now to Bremer.
Yeah, Kwasnick gets the call on that low one there.
Swing and a miss. Bremer down on strikes. 2 outs. Here is Abby Strayer. She struck out in the second. 6 strikeouts now for Ali Kwasnick. Strayer takes a strike. Runner is going to advance on that wild pitch.
Yeah, that wild pitch, but it came right back to her. She had a play at second that time, and I don't think Berlin was really expecting a throw.
So Berlin, the runner at second, 2 down. 1-1 pitch misses outside. It's 2-1 now to Strayer.
Second time this game now, the Old Abe's have had a runner in scoring position. Looking for that big 2-out hit.
Another good fastball delivered there by Kwasnick. Swing and a miss. Old Abe's threaten but do not score. 4 complete here at the Sonotag Fieldhouse. Still scoreless between Eau Claire North and Eau Claire Memorial. We're watching Big River Softball on Zaleski Sports.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcast. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskiSports.com.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love.
Whether you are a professional athlete, weekend warrior, or simply have an aching joint, rest assured that you will receive unsurpassed care delivered with compassion and respect. When you need it most, visit the sports medical experts at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Top of the 5th here already at the Sonotag Fieldhouse. Grace first to lead things off for the Huskies. First, Madison Pond and Lindsay Holler, scheduled hitters against McKenna Domes.
Domes again getting ahead. She's 0-2 in the count here to first.
Domes delivers just outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on first.
That's a quality pitch right there. 0-2 looking to paint the black. That's a very competitive pitch right there.
First just getting a piece of that one. Hard hit ball, base hit.
Maybe.
I jumped the gun a little bit on that one as that caromed off of Berlin over to Kohler, the shortstop.
Yeah, first with an excellent hit. She just creased that one down the line there, and Berlin unable to get a glove down in time. Caromed off her foot, went over to the shortstop. Like you said, Kohler tried to make the throw across, but not in time. I think that has to go down as our first base hit.
First base hit of the game. Now it's a bunt situation, but that one's going to roll foul. Madison Pond at the plate. Yeah, tough play for Berlin over there at third. It was one of those do-or-die plays, and did get a glove on it.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a rocket. That's one of those you got to give to the hitter.
But it did enough to keep it in the infield, and actually Kohler took the carom and fired it over, but by that time Pond had reached.
And that ball's going to go out of play on the wild pitch, so she'll take second now. So the Huskies here, a great opportunity with runner on second and nobody out.
2 balls and a strike. Lindsay Holler waiting on deck, but Madison Pond down on strikes.
That's a big out there for the Old Abe's. That runner doesn't advance. Still at second now with 1 out.
So here is Lindsay Holler. Holler trying to bunt. Beneke lost sight of it coming off the bat.
Yeah, Beneke with an opportunity right there. She bunted that up in the air. If she finds that, she might actually make a play.
Grace first, the runner down at second. And that one ruled a foul ball.
Yeah, I like the idea, though, Lindsey Holler, of just trying to get one down and create some defensive chaos here, right? Try to get the ball in play, make the old try to create an out, and maybe get that runner to come around on a misplay. So again, it's about putting it in play.
No balls, 2 strikes. Good hack by Holler. Count remains 0-2. Take by Holler. It's ball and 2 strikes. Holler gets a piece. Still 1-2.
Good battle right here. Holler staying alive, fouling off some good pitches.
1 out here, top of the 5th.
Tough call right here by Blue. He's going to say foul ball. Batter's looked like it hit off her hand.
Yeah, hand was on the bat. And Holler trying to shake that one off.
I think he's calling it on a swing, a foul ball. That's the issue. Oh,
Holler
deep.
hits one deep. And that's going to drop and hit the fence. Here's Grace first to score.
Boy, how about
RBI
Holler?
double, Lindsey Holler.
Yeah, we talk about Holler just battling in there, seeing a ton of pitches. Boy, you see that so often. The batter just gets to foul things off, battle through all of that, and then she just crushes one to the fence in left center.
Yeah, split the outfielders. Lindsay Durkop in left, Abby Strayer in center. They both did a good job of trying to chase that one down, but couldn't come up with it. So it's an RBI double. So 2 hits this inning for the Huskies. And we're going to get a pinch hitter here for the Huskies.
Yeah, 15. Looks like it's Layla Brummond, freshman. If that's the JV number.
Big swing comes up empty. Dome's wasting no time, just going right after the pinch hitter, Brummond. Driven in the air to right. That one carrying, and it's off the fence. Green light at third. Holler will score, and now Brummond will advance to third.
Another good hit again. Taking it the opposite way. Layla Brummond off, like you said, short hop the fence in right center, allowing Holler to score, and she ends up at third after that double and a missed throw at home.
Next up, number 3, Taylor Pressler.
Here's Taylor Pressler. 2 runs across for the Huskies. And again, this is second time through the order. You're looking at 5, 6, and 7 in this North lineup, but they've come through. They've hit the ball hard. This one popped up right towards us.
You know, going back to that double that was just hit, you could see Abby Strayer, the center fielder, getting over there, but just not having the presence of where that fence was. And again, new facility, not having a kind of warning track. Tough play out there, and it fell. Good pitch right there.
Pressler down on strikes. Second strikeout of the inning. Back to the top of the order, Abby Kosterman, who's 0 for 2. Hit one well her last time up, but she lined out to the shortstop, Evelyn Kohler. 7 strikeouts now for McKenna Domes, the Memorial pitcher. Kosterman trying to go opposite field on that slap hit there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Runner at third is Layla Brummond.
big run down there for the Huskies. They could increase this to a 3-0 lead, get them a lot more comfortable against the Old A's.
You know, Sparks, and your point about not being really aware of where the fence is and not having a warning track here, those are really the first couple of balls hit to the outfield. Ooh, and that one hit Kosterman right on the helmet. So a hit by pitch keeps the inning going. Got runners at the corners, 2 out. And here's Claire Gruna. Yeah, I say there was an F7 to start the game off the bat of Kosterman. Everything other than that was in the infield.
Yeah, infield or strikeouts has kind of been the way things have gone so far today. But the Huskies twice this inning now found gaps with excellent hits off the wall. 2 runs produced, now first and third with 2 outs.
It just seems the at-bats are better too, Sparks. Hitting the ball hard. Kohler plays
Throws
with
it
short
away.
hop. And that ball sails. 1 run scores. Here comes another roll. Play at the plate. And Kosterman is safe.
Well, great hustle by Kosterman. She came all the way from first base on that infield play right there to score and balloon that lead to 4-0.
So Drummond comes around to score. Here is Riley Fisher, 0 for 1 officially.
Costly error right there for the Old A's. Could have gotten out of that down just 2-0, and now it's 4-zip the Huskies.
Keeps the inning going, and now you've got the hitters in the top part of the North order.
Yeah, and third time around now, like you talked about, they've got much better swings their second and third time through the order.
Ball and a strike now to Fisher. Takes one low and away. It's 2-1. Yeah, 1 run was enough earlier this week for the Huskies. Now they put up 4. Driven deep to left. Going
And
back
gone.
and gone.
Again, you extend the inning when you should get out of it, and this is what happens. Fisher making them pay with a 2-run bomb.
2-run homer, Riley Fisher. 6-0 Huskies. So here's the pitcher, Allie Kwasnick, coming to the bat. Kwasnick, the beneficiary of all this run support. She will be the 9th hitter to bat this inning for the Huskies. She's hacking on the very first pitch.
Yeah, the Huskies have erupted here in the 5th. We've gone 11 innings with only 1 unearned run through both these games, and now all of a sudden here in the 5th, they've tacked on 6.
Kwasnick in an 0-2 hole here. Bouncing ball, Kohler has it. Throws across for the out. Huskies are retired, but not before they score 6 runs. Old Abe's will look to answer bottom 5 when we return. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Softball on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hi, I'm Josh Sparks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
HS Fence specializes in chain link, vinyl, wood, and ornamental fencing. They've been providing commercial and residential fencing to the people of Wisconsin for the past 18 years. Contact them today in Fall Creek or at hsfencewi.com. 7, 8, 9 in the Eau Claire Memorial lineup coming up. Taylor Beneke, Kiva Schilla, and Brooklyn Reese against the pitcher, Ali Kwasnick, who is now pitching with a 6-0 lead.
And for the Huskies, Hope Buschendorf does re-enter at first base after Layla Bremer hit that double.
Hard hit ball, and that's down for a hit.
First hit of the night for the Old Abe's.
Beneke delivers a solid single. And here's Kiva Schilla.
Well, that's what the Old A's were looking for, some sort of an answer. Just gave up 6, and now they just need to come back here and chip away a little bit here in the 5th inning.
Kwasnick delivers a strike. Shows bunt, pulls back to Schilla. It's 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes on Kiva Schilla. One of the freshmen on this Eau Claire Memorial roster. Great job by the catcher, Grace First, to keep that one from getting to the backstop.
I guess. How did she get up that quick? Great job behind the dish.
Swing and a miss, and Kwasnick records another strikeout. One down here in the bottom half of the 5th. Here's Brooklyn Reese.
That's her 8th strikeout tonight.
Yeah, she's had at least one in every inning. In fact, the only inning where she hasn't recorded 2 strikeouts was in the 2nd.
Yeah, you're able to do that. It takes so much pressure off your defense.
Reese had a notion, but held up. It's 1-2. Yeah, we talked in the pregame, Sparks, about how North, has a chance to get its conference record even. Reese is down on strikes. 9 Ks now for Kwasnick. But they have a chance to make their case, and seeding meetings coming up tonight. They'll have a chance to make a case. And tell you get a pitcher the quality of Kwasnick in the circle, you're feeling pretty good heading into the postseason.
Yeah, you look at their whole schedule, and all their losses were only by 1 or 2 runs. They were in every game this year.
Right back to Kwasnick, over to Buschendorf for the out. So Lindsay Durkop retired. So are the Old Abe's. 5 complete here at the Sonotag Fieldhouse. You are watching Big Rivers Conference softball on Zaleski Sports.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
To cover your church, call the Dahlman Insurance Agency for a coverage analysis. Dahlman Insurance covers churches in Wisconsin with Hastings Insurance Company. Online at dahlmaninsurance.com. Dahlman Insurance. Come for the rates. Stay for the service. Top of the 6th inning here at the Sonotag Fieldhouse. Eau Claire North will send up 5, 6, 7 in their lineup. Grace First, Madison Pond, Lindsay Holler to face McKenna Domes. Huskies broke a scoreless tie last inning by putting up 6 runs on 4 hits.
And first started that inning off with a hard shot down to third for an infield single.
First takes a ball. Ball and a strike now. Count now 1-2 to first. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Hit it hard both times. Back in the second, pulling off the foot of Domes that carried him to the second baseman, Schilla. He threw over for the out. First down on strikes.
Next up, number 19, Madison Pond.
8 strikeouts now for McKenna Domes. Here's Madison Pond. Pond 0 for 2 today.
Good take there by Pond.
That one ripped to left. That's a fair ball.
And it bounced over the fence for a ground rule double.
A 1-out double off the bat of Madison Pond. She hit that one well.
It's their third double of the game for the Huskies.
Yeah, they may be asking to play more games indoors.
I would say so.
They were hitting today. And again, there wasn't a whole lot going on in the first few innings for the Huskies, but boy, last inning and starting off this inning, boy, they've swung the bats well against a quality pitcher in McKenna Domes.
Yeah, I do think she's lost a little bit off that fastball. You know, we're getting in here now to the 6th inning. She threw a lot of pitches in that 5th. So she might just be losing a little bit of velo, and the Huskies are catching up to things now.
Holler takes that pitch low. Holler had the RBI double in the 5th. She's 1 for 2. Holler holds up there. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Dome's trying to get her to chase that riser. Good job holding off.
Off-speed pitch misses outside, and it's a walk to Lindsey Holler. 2 on, 1 out. And Hope Buschendorf will bat. Buschendorf struck out in the 3rd. Lifted for the pinch hitter Brummond in the 5th, and Brummer delivered a double. Came around to score. Buschendorf takes a strike at the knees. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Domes came back with a changeup right there.
Good hack there by Buschendorf, down on the count though, 1-2. That one a little low, count even on Buschendorf, 2-2. Pond the runner at second, Holler over at first.
Seen it all day, the Husky hitters just fouling off pitches, trying to stay alive. And there's another one.
The bat continues for Buschendorf, who's making Domes work.
Yeah, we saw it earlier. Holler did this, and that's when she connected on that double. So Buschendorf trying to do the same thing.
Off-speed pitch, just missed.
Just a bit inside. As Blue showed it was just in.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Buschendorf follows that one off. Swing and a miss.
Domes wins that battle, and a battle it was.
Took a little bit off that pitch. Buschendorf was ahead of that one. Second strikeout of the inning for McKenna Domes. Here's Taylor Pressler, 0 for 2 today. And the runners are going to move up.
Big out here for the Old Abe's. They definitely want to get the 9-hole hitter out and not come back to the top of the order. One of the few times Domes has fallen behind 2-0.
That one upstairs, 3-0. Domes delivers a strike. 3-1 now the count to Pressler. Leadoff hitter Abby Kosterman waits on deck. There's another strike from Domes. The count is full.
Big pitch right here. Another foul ball from the Huskies.
Second and third, 2 outs. 3-2 pitch. And it's a walk. The bases are full.
Doesn't get the high strike on that changeup. Loads him up now for the leadoff.
It's Abby Kosterman coming to bat. Kosterman was hit by a pitch in the 5th. She came around to score.
Better there from Domes getting ahead and again staying on that outside edge. When you get a slap hitter, you got to stay away.
Kosterman bouncing ball. Scoop by Schilla.
Safe at
and
first.
safe at
beat it.
first.
Good wheels down the line.
Madison Pond able to score. Holler moves up to third. Pressler to second. Kosterman aboard. Here's Claire Gruna.
Yeah, and Kosterman again did a nice job with that little slap hit. She's literally running as she makes contact and gets her down the line in time to beat it out.
Bouncing ball. Snagged by the pitcher Domes, who goes to first for the out. But the Huskies pick up another run. And as we move to the bottom of the 6th, Old Abe's coming to bat, trailing 7-0. You're watching Big Rivers Conference softball on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. Security Financial Bank, SFB, whether you are starting a business, buying your first home, or saving for college, SFB has the bankers who believe in you. Learn more today at sfbank.com. Member FDIC. 2-3-4 in the Memorial lineup coming to bat. McKenna Domes to lead things off. Takes a high pitch from Allie Kwasnick.
Old A's broke up the no-hitter last inning. Now they're just trying to push a run across, as they've been shut out for 12 straight innings here by Kwasnick.
Driven high in the air to right. And it drops.
I think it caught the netting up top.
In the meantime,
they've got to check this.
Batter, Domes
I think
is gonna
that's a home
advance to
run.
third, yeah.
Yep. That's the thing about this inside facility. They talked about that. If it hit the ceiling beyond the infield, if it catches up top in the ceiling beyond the infield, that's an automatic home run. And I do believe it did. I think it caught that netting in the outfield.
Now the two umpires are going to talk about it, and they're going to talk about where that ball hit in the netting. So this will be a pretty big call here, Sparks, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm calling it a home run. I do believe it will land it right hit beyond it. And now they change it to an out. Yeah, now the discussion is where exactly did it hit the ceiling? And that's the home plate's call. He's the only one who could see that.
Yeah, I'm of the belief, Sparks, that ball was beyond the infield.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
And it hit that
yeah.
it hit that netting, and you could see the right fielder Holler, who looked like she was under it, and then that ball dropped towards the line.
Yeah, it was clearly beyond the peak, and that's kind of what they've been using to discover, infield out or a home run, and that was about 1 or 2 rungs beyond the peak when it finally touched that netting up top. So I think their first call was correct.
Well, and there's another question too. Do you count the ceiling the same as the girders or the netting? See, the netting drops down further from the ceiling.
Yeah, they're going to stay with their second call, but I'm with you. I kind of disagree with that call. That should have been one for the Old A's, but instead they're going to call that an out. I just think they missed where that hit up in the ceiling.
And I guess here's my thought on this, Sparks, is if that ball was hit outdoors, it's probably an F9.
Agreed. Yes, it was very high, not
and
deep.
Yet, again,
Yeah.
it's one of those gray areas of the rules of saying, if you're going to say, okay, if any ball that hits the ceiling beyond the outfield, is that a homer? What about the netting?
Yeah. Yeah, tough call. It just happens to go the Huskies' way.
Two balls and a strike now to Evan Kohler. Yeah, tough one for Domes. She'd scooted around to third base on that, when that ball dropped, and then gets waved in. The initial call was homer, and then it was taken away. Here's a walk to Kohler, and another base runner for the Old A's. Brianna Berlin, the cleanup hitter, will now bat. Berlin, 0 for 2 officially, did reach on an error in the 4th inning. Kwasnick gets Berlin swinging. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Berlin not getting cheated on those first 2 swings.
Popped up. And it's the second baseman, Gruna, who makes the grab. 2 down here in the 6th. It's Tatum Bremer coming to bat. Bremer 0 for 2 in this ball game. Bremer takes a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Kwasnick ends the sixth with a strikeout. 6 complete here at the Sonntag Fieldhouse. Your score, Eau Claire North 7, Eau Claire Memorial 0. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Softball on Zaleski Sports.
We're back with better halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. And there's a ground rule double off the bat of Riley Fisher.
Fisher takes that first pitch fastball, drives it into the gap. Like you said, one little bounce and over the fence. Hit that well.
So Fisher now 2 for 3. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com to score big with trusted local affordable service. And here's Allie Kwasnick. 1 for 3 so far is Kwasnick.
Those Huskies just keep coming with the doubles in the gaps.
Yeah, Fisher 2-run homer and now a double to get things started here in the 7th. Kwasnick takes a ball. It's 2-1 now. Bouncing ball up the middle. Kohler can't corral it.
Kohler's looking for some interference there as she tried to play the ball with the runner going by. Tough play right there for Kohler as the runner was going by. So she kind of avoided the runner and then misplayed. So tough break there for the old Aves.
Here's Grace first. Runners at the corners, nobody out here for the Huskies. And Kwasnick will advance.
Good job by Beneke behind the plate there to spin around and catch that ball off the backstop. If that gets away, another run scores.
Yeah, in an outdoor field, that wild pitch probably brings a run home, depending on the carom it takes off the backstop. But
Yeah.
here, it's almost like that trampoline effect.
Yeah, at Memorial, you're right. That would have been easily scored from third.
First takes one inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And there's a base hit. It's going to bring home 1 run as Fisher crosses the plate. RBI single, Grace first. And on the play, Kwasnick moves up to third.
Actually, a good pitch. Got it right off the handle, but she just muscled it out there past the third base shortstop. Dropped it in there for a base hit.
Here's Madison Pond, 1 for 3, double and a run scored. Eight 0 Huskies as they bat top of the 7th. Oh, look at that nice catch over there by head coach Kelsey Fitch.
Yeah, she's showing off over there, those good hands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that side, you got to be heads up. Swing and a miss.
And that'll go down as a strike out there.
So Pond strikes out. First out of the inning, here's Lindsey Holler. One ball, one strike, one out. Runners at second and third for the Huskies. RBI situation here for Lindsey Holler. Ball and 2 strikes now on Holler. Back-to-back strikeouts now for the pitcher, McKenna Domes.
Good answer from Domes here. He gives up that 1 run, but now it's come back, like you said, with those 2 strikeouts. Now facing Buschendorf with the chance to get out of this.
10 strikeouts for McKenna Domes. One the count to Buschendorf. Buschendorf, Kohler has it, throws across for the out.
Nice play by Kohler there to get out of the inning.
Huskies do pick up another run. 8-0. Old Abe's coming to bat, bottom 7 when we return. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Softball on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Mancino's Grinders and Pizza has been a family tradition for almost 30 years. For the best sandwich in town, grab a grinder at Mancino's, conveniently located off of Business Highway 53 at Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Mancino's Pizza and Grinders, locally owned and operated. Eau Claire Memorial will send up 6, 7, 8 in their batting order. Here's Abby Strayer. Strayer 0 for 2. Against Allie Kwasnick, trying to pick up her second shutout over the Old Abes this week. Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office, and they take most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives one smile at a time. Set up a free consultation today. Big hack by Strayer. Down on the count, 1 and 2.
Safe to say Strayer does not get cheated when she goes up there.
Wouldn't chase that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Again, just a freshman. She's got a good future ahead of her.
Yeah, we've seen her play center field, and she covers a lot of ground. And like you said, Sparks, a freshman. And again, there's a core of players here that Coach Winkler can really build around. Strayer goes down swinging. One out, and here's Taylor Beneke. Beneke 1 for 2.
Yeah, she's got the lone hit for the Old Apes today.
Kwasnick pitching with that 8-0 lead, and she's going right after hitters.
Yeah, not messing around, right? Just coming off fastballs. Here you go. Catch up to it if you can.
Beneke wouldn't chase that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Kwasnick, and that'll leave it up to Kiva Schilla.
Well, Brad, you talked about the potential of this Husky team in the postseason. I got a feeling Coach Fitch is feeling a lot better about this team. There was a stretch there. They dropped 8 in a row, and they were all tight ones, but they were kind of in a slump. And, boy, they have answered that and had a couple of weeks here. Now, just some really good softball.
Ball and a strike now to Schilla. Yeah, I think you get somebody like Kwasnick in the circle. It's a pretty solid defensive team, and we have seen today kind of a contagious hitting team. When they get it going, it doesn't matter what the seed is going to be. I think they're going to be a tough out.
I agree with you 100%. I'm sure that seed meeting, a lot of teams up above them are going to just don't let us match up with them early.
Popped up but foul. And I'll say this about the Old Abes too. I mean, the seed's probably not going to be great, but when you put domes out there in the circle, you're going to give them a chance.
Yeah, every night.
Lifted high in the air and just foul. Count remains 1-2 on Kiva Schilla. A heck of a catch by our home plate umpire there. Schilla battling there at the plate. Off-speed pitch, strike 3 called.
First one she's throwing all inning. She gets her looking.
Kwasnick strikes out the side to end this game. Old Abes dropped this one to the Huskies by a score of 8-0. That big inning for North when they put up 6 runs in the 5th, tacked on single runs in the 6th of the 7th. More than enough. And then the pitcher, Allie Kwasnick, who threw a 1-hitter today. She was in control, Sparks.
Boy, was she. She had 12 strikeouts, only 2 walks, and like you said, just that 1 hit she'd given up. So basically, she pitched 2 games against the Old Abes this week, has 14 innings of shutout softball.
Again, that big 5th inning for the Huskies proving to be the difference. Riley Fisher with the homer. A couple of RBIs. Fisher also doubled. But I tell you, it was a solid performance for the Huskies today, and it'll be really interesting to see where each of these teams gets seeded in the seeding meetings tonight.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting meeting. Again, you got to take all those other teams from the Valley and try to find where everybody fits in that seed meeting and then go from there. And that'll start up this next week. So the postseason begins for softball.
So the Huskies, with the win, improved to 6-7 in the conference, 8-15 overall. Eau Claire Memorial drops to 4-10 overall, 5-16 in the conference. Again, seeding meetings are tonight. You can check the WIAA website either late tonight or for sure tomorrow to find out where each of these teams and everybody in Division One will be seated and what their postseason bracket looks like. Coming up next, the postgame show brought to you by Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Rely on the experience of our sports medicine team when you have any sports-related injury or issue. You can count on a prompt, proper diagnosis and a customized treatment plan to meet your goals. Their orthopedic surgeons and our athletic trainers serve your athletes in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and western Wisconsin. That's coming up next, right here on Zaleski Sports.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching sports or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called a labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with, or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tears in their hip were told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls in the sport of their choice. And taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls. We can take that person, we can make them better, we can fix their problem, we can bring them back to their sport and allow them to continue to develop as an athlete or as a worker or whatever particular activity they're trying to do where that hip is affecting them.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin for over 45 years. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of their friendly, knowledgeable physicians and staff.
Here at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we have 12 partners, orthopedics, neurosurgery, non-operative spine, and foot and ankle. We really pride ourselves in listening closely to the patients and hearing what they're saying, spending a lot of time engaging in the conversation of what is really bothering that person.
After meeting with the patient, Dr. Carlson determined that his difficulties had all been related to painful hip impingement.
It was incredibly important for me to meet with a doctor that understood sports and athletics and kind of just how I wanted to continue that lifestyle instead of just kind of shutting it down. So meeting with someone like Dr. Carlson was incredibly important to me because he understood how I still wanted to be active after a surgery and still wanted to maintain my daily lifestyle.
While visiting with Dr. Carlson, we learned that he grew up skiing and continues to ski competitively across the country and also enjoys hunting, fishing, and hiking. He is passionate that his patients' goals are his goals. Whether it is getting them back to playing with their kids, working aggressively, or competing in sports, his patients are more active and enjoy their lives.
When I see those people so happy with themselves, so happy with their decision to have this fixed or to go through this process, as scary as it sometimes is, if you don't know what's on the other side, it's so satisfying for me.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair
Hip
deal on your
impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching sports or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage.
All right, welcome back to the Sonatag Fieldhouse. Eau Claire North coming away with an 8-0 win over Eau Claire Memorial, joined by Riley Fisher and Allie Kwasnick. Allie, let's start with you. Your second shutout this week over the Old Dabes. What was the mindset coming into this game? What was your approach going to be?
Just making sure I hit my pitches, but also having fun with it, not overthinking it, just being positive and having energy.
You and McKenna Domes were in a pretty good pitcher's duel for a while, then you get that big inning. What was it like going back out to the circle knowing, hey, I got that run support now, I could just go after hitters?
Yeah, I think it was a big momentum shift. We had the energy in the moment, so it helped me feel a lot more confident, but still trusting my team and my defense.
Riley Fisher, you were part of the offense today. You had the home run. Talk about that at bat. Were you looking for a certain pitch, and did you know it was gone the second you hit it?
I was not looking for a certain pitch. She just pitched me my pitch, and I was confident I was going to hit the ball, and I did not know it was gone until the ump told me it was.
How did that feel, rounding the bases, coming home for this big celebration?
It felt very good knowing I hit it out on such a big field, too.
It just seemed from where we were sitting that the second time through the order, you guys, it just seemed like the at-bats were better. Were you seeing things that way, too?
Yeah, I think we were more confident, and we just went up there knowing we were going to hit the ball.
For both of you guys, now tonight you get to find out where you're seated and what the bracket's going to look like. How dangerous can this North team be going forward in the playoffs?
I think that when we're just confident in each other and have energy, we could be really dangerous. We could go far, I think.
You agree with that, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, you guys get to be in the Zaleski Sports Highlight House, so you know how this works. I'm going to hand that to you, and as soon as he gives you the thumbs up, you guys can take it away.
I'm Allie Kwasnick.
I'm Riley Fisher.
And we're in the house.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you guys going forward.
Thank you.
All right, so that's going to do it for our webcast today. We will have baseball from Carson Park on Saturday here on Zaleski Sports. More Big Rivers baseball next week, Tuesday and Thursday, as the regular season winds down in Big Rivers Conference baseball. That's going to do it for our webcast today. For my color commentator, Dave Sparger, I'm Bob Bradovich saying good afternoon from the Sonatag Fieldhouse in Eau Claire.